Hello? Wow. Okay. Hello. Okay, that's how we're gonna have to do this, I guess. Okay. All right. I just had to check my sound to make sure we were good. If you are here, please feel free to share this out so we can get some people in. It is so hard to get people in your lives on YouTube if you're me. If you're me, it is so hard. So if you don't care, share it out. Please like and please subscribe to help me out, please. That would be absolutely amazing. We're all family here, so yeah. Alrighty. So if you guys don't know about the case of Aaliyah Henderson, the mom whose daughters we found in the suitcase, in the two suitcases. If you guys don't know about that, I will go do like a quick recap over it, and then we'll get started and watch into the body cam footage and all that. So first off, this woman, I'm sorry, but this lady, Aaliyah Henderson, is someone I cannot stand. And you know what started it? I was going through the 911 calls. Okay. You have the man in the 911 call who discovers it, calls the police, this and that. And then she makes a 911 call back to a dispatcher. And the way she is talking in that video and me knowing what she had done to her two girls, it irked me so bad. It irked me to the point to where I don't know. And I just haven't been able to stand her since. Like, I can't stand her anyway because of what she did, but that just makes it 10 times worse. So, yeah. Okay. So, I just want to say good morning to everybody. It's still morning where I'm at. Barely, but it is. We are following the developing and the deeply disturbing story out of Cleveland's East Side. It has shocked the local community and the nation, I do believe. We're talking about the case of Aaliyah Henderson, the 28-year-old mother accused of the truly unthinkable, offing her two young girls, her two young daughters, and leaving their bodies in suitcases in a field not even 100 yards away from her house and their house. And the investigation, it began earlier this month when a man named Philip was walking his dog. It's like a park near the park where they were discovered. I have cats, so pay no attention if you see someone fly across the room. I don't know if you've seen that, but okay. So, but anywho, he discovered it. His dog sniffed for a few days, up to a week, was just sniffing. And eventually he went and looked and seen what it was. It was a suitcase. And then when the police got there, they discovered a second suitcase. It ended up being the two girls. So yeah, the dogs are amazing. The dog is kind of what did it. He was fixated on that mound of dirt in the park. Like I do believe it's the park, and there's the houses across the road from it, and it's right outside of a school, maybe also. It's the wildest thing. So when Philip did finally investigate, he discovered the suitcase, and inside of that, the police found the body of a young girl in a fetal position. And then just 25 yards away, they found a second suitcase containing the other daughter, the other poor little baby girl. So, yeah, that's kind of, I guess, the gist of how all of this started. The victims, they've been identified as 10-year-old Amore Wilson, 8-year-old Ma'kiya Chapman. They were half-sisters. And perhaps the most chilling is the timeline revealed in the latest indictment. Prosecutors suggested that the girls may have been dead since November the 12th. It is currently March. The end of March, technically. Since November the 12th, meaning they could have been missing for months without any official reports being filed. Think about that. There is no missing person cases, active missing person cases that match them in the Cleveland area, none of it. So, newly released body cam shows the moment the SWAT team descended on Henderson's home, and she was led away in a blanket. Observers noted that she appeared emotionless, even as another young child was heard crying inside of the house. Luckily, there was another child that survived and that was healthy and all that. Thank God for that baby being alive and healthy. But yeah, I don't know. The police also noted that they found an exotic dancer's pole, a ring camera inside the living room, which could possibly contain information about maybe before that happened to the girls, of things that was maybe happening to them or things happening inside of the home. So I don't know. Yeah, and then Aaliyah Henderson, she's being currently held on a $2 million bond, $1 million for each child. She has no prior violent criminal history, and the grand jury has now indicted her on a staggering 26 charges. 26 charges. 6 counts for aggravated murder, 4 counts of murder, 6 counts of kidnapping, 4 counts of felonious assault, and 2 counts of gross abuse of a corpse. So, yeah. All right. So, I guess that kind of unfolds the case in a gist, just before we begin, in case no one has ever heard of this case, and in case anybody needed, I guess, the gist of the case. This is a very hard and heartbreaking case to go through. And I'm going to try to go through everything I see about the case from the beginning to the end. We started at the 911 calls and then the body cam of the police. And we're going to go through the body cam of the mother, the devil, being arrested by the SWAT team. We ready for this? We ready for this? Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. How are you all today? Type in chat how you're doing today. Let's see. If we can like and subscribe and share this out, that would be completely amazing, completely wonderful. That would be so wonderful if we could do that. Let's see. Let me share it out on my side also. And we're going to pull up this body cam and we're going to go through it in just a second. Let me create a post here really quick. We're live. Come on in and enjoy time. Okay. And then let's see here. We'll go with this. Okay. Okay. Come on in. We're live. Alrighty. Post and let's get to it. Sorry, guys. I needed to throw something out there. Get some extra people in here. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, actually.
Welcome to Tiff's True Crime Channel. Some stories have shadows that linger long after the case goes cold. And some questions demand answers.
Why are you pausing? Sorry, guys. It's pausing. Come on, just play.
Join me as we deep dive into the cases everyone's talking
I don't know
about.
what's happening. That's aggravating. I'm going to have to fix that. Come on. Are we going?
And uncover the details hidden between the lines.
This is ridiculous. I had an intro. Obviously, I don't have an intro anymore. You know what? Crap on it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to stress about it. We're not going to stress about it. Nope, we're sure not. What we're going to do? We're going to get into what we're here for. Okay. Let's do this.
Police search warrant! This is newly released body cam video of a SWAT team taking down the mom accused of killing her two daughters and leaving their bodies in suitcases in a field.
Anybody else inside? Got her? The girl down.
Outside of a school. What this mom said to SWAT officers who busted into her home. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart.
This guy's pretty good too. Him, Jesse Weber, all of them, they're pretty good. Let's hear what he has to say.
Wow, this story is a tough one. They all can be, certainly when victims are children. But in this case, the case of two children found stuffed into suitcases outside a school, partially buried in a field. It is
Very sorry about that. I had an important phone call. I paused. No one's on here anyway, so that's that. Once this video gets processed, I will cut that out. Alrighty. Let's continue where we was at.
What this mom is accused of doing. But when it came to the discovery of these bodies and what police did next, they did not have to go far to allegedly find the person responsible.
Whoa, she'd be covered in a blanket.
Okay. This is video of Aaliyah Henderson being taken out of her home in Cleveland. She's covered in a blanket. She seems to be blocking her face as she gets into a police cruiser. Now, inside her house, there is a young child still in the home, and you can hear that child crying.
Listen.
Police say that child was in good health. Now, we did notice that Henderson's home also,
Thank
by
God.
the way, appears to have what looks like an exotic dancer's pole and a ring camera set up in the living room,
That's
which
what
is
I was
not what
mentioning
we were
earlier.
expecting.
The very first case judge on the docket is Aaliyah Henderson. She has 2 counts of aggravated murder.
Now, this is Henderson making her first court appearance in front of a judge earlier this month. The grand
Ever since listening to that 911 call that she made back to a dispatcher, I literally cannot stand this lady. The way she's talking after she did that to her children, nope.
jury just indicted Henderson on 26 charges in this case. And authorities are now also revealing that Henderson's daughters may have been dead going back to the fall of last year. Now, before I get to that new information we have coming out of this indictment,
Think about that. It is March. It's the end of March. It was November. Back in November. All the way to November, they could have been gone. That's months.
want to go back to when this case first started and when police got a call from a man who was out walking his dog. This man claiming he just made a gruesome discovery.
And he did. This, I think, is some of the body cam footage that we did already go over. I'll let it play through, though. So.
Present. How you doing, sir?
We're checking up right now.
Understood.
If you go, you can see the case from back here. It's all the way straight to the back.
Close to that sign?
Yeah, see the little black
Straight ahead in front of me? Okay.
straight-
It's
yeah.
a suitcase?
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now because I take my dog. I stay right here. I take my dog.
Okay, so about a week. If it's possible that they've been gone since November or the fall, where have they been before that last week? Where have they been? Inside of the home, maybe? Or like where?
I usually walk her through there and then come around here.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
And for the last week, she's been stopped. It was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
Okay.
And today I was like, well, I'm gonna take it. I hope it's not what I'm.
Right.
And it was halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up and
Buried under the dirt it was?
halfway. You
Okay.
can see a little part of it sticking out.
And you said you noticed it for about a week already?
Yeah, it's been sitting over there. It's like somebody buried it or
Okay.
tried to bury it.
They
And
didn't bury it
like
all
I
the
said,
way.
I walked my dog over there, and she keeps stopping and she sniff a little too long.
Right.
You know, she sniffs stuff, and I'm like, I
Dogs
don't
are
know
the
what
best
that is.
friends.
Right.
I'm
Now
not
do
sure.
it.
And today I was just like, let me see what the fuck it really is.
Okay.
It's back there.
All right,
I
I'll go.
pulled it up so it's kind of standing up and it takes like it.
Okay. You're right here. What was your name, sir?
Philip.
Philip? Okay. I'm going to check it out. I'll be with you. Thank you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this out so we can get to a few more people and have us a little group in here and talk and chat and stuff on our way through this also.
Thank you.
So this is the park that is right outside of a school on Cleveland's east
Yeah.
side. And this is where the man says he's regularly walking his dog, and his dog had found the suitcase. And you actually heard him tell the officer that he thinks that suitcase had been there for roughly a week. His dog had been passing it, but this day the dog went up to it and just spent a lot of time there. So the man decided to open up the suitcase, and that's when he says he saw a head and that he had made this gruesome discovery. I put Aaliyah Henderson's name into truthfinder.com, and the address where we saw this raid take place comes up as her home, not far from where those Truthfinder at truthfinder.com/OTC. Now, this is video.
Sorry, but we're going to definitely jump through the ad.
Of the police officer he was talking to, who drove around to the other side of the park and is now approaching that suitcase partially buried in the park.
Radio. Good. In the air, please.
This is the saddest thing I've heard in a long time. You get these little kids, these cases of these little kids, and it's just so heartbreaking and so hard to cover. And right there's the suitcase. And knowing what's inside of that, it's maddening. Poor babies. Is this the one? Is this the guy that don't check the suitcase? Is this the one that waits? Let's see. I'm just gonna look really quick. We'll fast forward a little bit here.
I just want to see. Can you flash your light on? I just want to see if there's any blood or anything on it. No? Yeah. You on? You could bring it closer. I can't see. Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, it is.
The discovery.
Yeah.
Right across the road from their house.
I can't. It's attached. It's just like full in the fetal position.
In the fetal position.
No, frozen.
Inside the suitcase, they found the body of a young girl. And it wasn't long after this suitcase was found that police say they discovered a second suitcase in the park nearby, just about 25.
Are we here? Hello? Okay. Very sorry about those 5 minutes. YouTube just went a little wild on me. I don't know. It stopped me at some point, and then we're going to go right back to where we was at, though. I had a couple people on here, but they left because of that. It said, like, unstable connection, but my connection was perfectly fine. There was literally nothing wrong with it. So, yeah, okay. Let's get right back into it. So dearly sorry about that. Let's see, where were we?
Miss Aaliyah Henderson appears
Right.
to be with
Okay.
that blanket over her. She's looking away from people, trying not to make eye contact, it seems, but it also just truly breaks your heart when you hear the voice of another young child inside of that home.
Go
ahead.
You
Let's
good?
see.
Okay, I got you covered.
There he is.
Just hold on one second. I'm gonna wait for the car to pull in so you don't have to. Yeah. Yeah, you're good. I got you.
Poor baby. And it's don't tell him what this baby has had to see or endure.
Open that door. Sorry. Watch your stuff.
Again, Henderson was wrapped in a blanket. Police bring a cruiser around so she can get in, and she remains calm. Then here's another angle of her being put into that police cruiser.
Here's the front angle. Covering herself with a blanket for what reason? So she can't be seen, or is she cold? Poor
Henderson
baby.
was then taken to the police station to be booked.
We need to help her.
Here she is with her hands behind her back. She appears to be in pajamas. She's emotionless,
Damn,
but
girl, get it
cooperative
together.
with officers as they get her fingerprints, take her picture, and book
Get it
her into the system.
together.
The very first case judge on the docket is Aaliyah Henderson. She has 2 counts of aggravated murder.
Henderson also didn't show a lot of emotion when she faced a judge for the first time 2 days later. Here's what the prosecutor said during that hearing.
Madam Prosecutor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is an allegation of murder in 2 separate charges. It's alleged in this matter that the defendant did cause the death of her 2 daughters, 8 and 10 years old. The badly decomposed bodies of the 2 little girls were found in shallow graves in Cleveland in suitcases.
Yup.
Your Honor, the defendant is 28 years old. She scores a 1 and a 1 on the PSA, has no record noted on the PSA. Your Honor, based on the nature of the allegations and the charges in this case, I would ask for nothing less than a $2 million bond. I would implore the court to consider setting a $2 million bond, cash surety at this point for the record. Thank you.
This was a very brief hearing.
That's
And
what
at
she had
that
to
point,
say.
she was only facing 2 murder charges. And again, as we're recording now, she is facing 24 more counts
I thought it was
after
okay,
her
26
case
total.
went in front of a grand jury. Now, Henderson does not have a violent criminal history. And you heard the prosecutor talk about a PSA, a public safety assessment. That is a process that is used to determine whether someone could be eligible for bond based on just how likely they are to commit a crime if they were released. Now, in this situation, even though she doesn't have a violent past and she has ties to the community, she's lived here her entire life. You'll hear her defense attorney say that in just a moment. The charges that she is facing and the crimes that she is...
Sorry, but that is no reason to go and off your 2 daughters. They would have been reported missing. If she done nothing and her daughters were gone, no matter if it is 1 week or months from November to now, she would have called and reported her daughters missing. Period. Point blank.
accused of committing are very scary. Her public offender, though, did speak briefly during the hearing. Here was her argument.
Ms. Henderson is waiving the preliminary hearing on both cases, and I ask for the most reasonable bond you can give her.
Tell me a little more about it that you know.
Judge, she's been in jail 3 days, and as you've seen...
Sorry, and this lady don't act like she know what she's doing at all. Who agrees? You guys agree with me? She don't seem like she knows what she is doing at all. Like, she'd be looking around and stuff. She'd be looking this way when the girl is this way and this and that. And she don't know what she's trying to say. Good grief.
Public safety assessment.
Finish this up.
She's looking for a job and she has a place to live. And all of her life has been in this area. Thank you.
Have you seen her PSA?
I have. I just said, yeah. So,
Let's go with it. So no history of violence. History, 1-1, no history of violence, no convictions, no charges.
I understand that, but
Given the nature of
you would have called,
the allegations,
reported them.
as well as my concern for the safety of the public, we will deal, the bond will be $2 million. Ms. Henderson, work with your attorney, go to your hearings, and fight for your innocence, okay?
With just a nod, Henderson was taken back into custody, and she's still being held in the Cuyahoga County Jail on that $2 million bond. And at that point, it was $1 million per each charge she was facing. She is expected to be in court later this week, where she'll be arraigned
if it was
now
for
with
that.
a 26-count indictment. We'll see how the bond situation could potentially change there, but I think it's safe to assume that it is highly unlikely that Henderson will get out of jail prior to a trial or this case coming to some sort of resolution. Now, as far as that grand jury indictment, Henderson now facing 26 charges. There are 6 counts for aggravated murder, 4 counts of murder, 6 counts of kidnapping, 4 counts of felonious assault, 3 counts of child endangering, 1 count of tampering with evidence, and 2 counts of gross abuse of a corpse. In that indictment, the count of aggravated murder has the date of the offense listed between November 12th of
I got scared. Did you see that? On or about November 12th, 2025 through March 2nd, 2026, the grand jurors on their oaths further find that the defendant unlawfully did purposely cause the death of M.C. 6/27/2017, who was under the age of 13 at the time of the commission of the offense, to wit, date of birth 6/27/17. The state of Ohio reserves the right to seek a superseding indictment containing the appropriate aggravated circumstance specifications. The offense is contrary to the form of the statute in such case made and provided and against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio.
2025 through March 2nd of this. Terrifying to think of what these 2 girls, just 8 and 10 years old, may have gone through in their home, allegedly at the hands of their own mom. And then when you think of November 12th potentially being a date where they lost their lives, it's chilling. Now, it's unclear at this point why authorities believe November 12th, a very specific date, is a time where that abuse could have happened, where these girls may have lost their lives. Now, when the bodies of the girls were found, Cleveland police said their descriptions did not match any active missing persons cases, at least in the Cleveland area. So another question you have to have, now thinking back to that November 12th date, is how do these girls, 8 and 10 years old, they should be in elementary school, how are they able to disappear? How are they able to vanish? And no one seems to know. Sometimes the family situations in cases like this can be very complicated, but certainly that is a big question that will be asked going forward in this case. Now, there are still so many questions about how this could happen. We also, at this point, we don't know the cause of death for Mila and Amore. That is something that authorities say they're still trying to figure out as this investigation plays out. These are pictures that we have of the memorial that is now in place at that park where those suitcases and the bodies were found earlier this month. The dad of Ma'kiya Chapman reportedly spoke to Fox 8 in Cleveland. He did not give his name. He wanted to remain anonymous, but he says that Aaliyah Henderson kept the girls from him. He said to the television station, quote, "When it was something so simple, just give me her. You're feeling stressed. Give me her. I've been trying to get her for 6 years. You've been ducking me. You told me I was too family oriented. That's why you ain't giving my daughter. Been tried. Then talked to CPS on numerous occasions." The man says that he went to the place where his daughter's body was found to lay flowers. And he says the dad of Amore also made efforts to get custody of his daughter, but those requests were denied over the years, keeping the children in Aaliyah Henderson's care. Another line that dad gave was, quote, "I feel useless. I couldn't save my daughter." Again, those are comments being made by Ma'kiya Chapman's dad to Fox 8 in Cleveland. He did say the last time he saw his daughter was roughly 4 years ago. Now, Aaliyah Henderson is next expected to be in court on Wednesday, March 25th. She has an 8:30 arraignment where she will face those 26 counts after the grand jury indictment. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law and Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, and we're also now streaming on Peacock. I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.
All right. What did you guys think about that? In which it seemed like it went more about the other things also, and that the body cam was just a little tiny excerpt of everything else too. We showed the other body cam footage of them finding it with a guy named Philip and just showing everything else and talking about everything else. What did you guys think about that? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Guys, I'm fairly new here. I am editing. I'm doing everything on my own. I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm going to start going live more, maybe twice a week. I'm going to put out at least 2 videos a week. I'm going to try to get my days down pat. Like I said, I'm doing my editing all by myself. I'm literally doing everything all by myself when it comes to this, and I'm trying very hard. I'm not the best at it, but I'm getting better. I think each video, everything that I do. Yeah, I'm just trying to do this and get a little better at it. That way, who knows? But our note to self, girl, you have no idea how amazing life is about to get for you. Keep going and trust the process. Love me. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Please share it out so other people can see it. I need to get some people in here. Please, please, please get in here if you like this content. If you are interested in, I don't know, the true crime world, I guess you would say. Yeah. Alrighty. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys see anything I could improve. Let me know. I am down to hear everything. I'm down for everybody's to let me know. Alrighty. I love you guys. Stay safe and have a great day. Bye.